Why, hello there. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying your week. I hope you're enjoying the weather. It's warmed up quite a bit. It is actually starting to feel like, well, not summer, but it's warmer. The world is interesting. Very interesting things going on in my homeland right now. So, very interesting things going on in this class, even. I hope you're enjoying all of it. We had that quiz last week, just the simple 6 questions, syllables, and transcribing the IPA into plain English. Overall, quite good. Some of you were very fast. Some students finished their quizzes in 4 minutes and got very good scores. So obviously, it's a little easy, but it was supposed to be easy as a way. But no matter how much time it took you to get done, you got it done. Overall, we did quite well, and I learned where some of us are need some extra help, which is always the whole point of a quiz or a test isn't to punish the student. It's trying to see what you know and what you don't know. Actual feedback on what's working and what's not working. So, in that ways, the quiz is very good. Today we're going to talk about a couple more consonant sounds. We'll talk about those in more detail. For much of the rest of the semester, we're just talking about sounds. So I hope you have your headphones on, and I hope you're ready to practice. Your video lessons, I'm watching those. That will take me some time to give you feedback. And this was the first time we did the video lessons as an individual project. And it was a reminder that there's a reason we don't do individual projects. This isn't a slight against you at all. It's just when you're by yourself, it's difficult to know what's a good idea and bad idea because there's no feedback. It's just yourself. And so I'll give you as much constructive feedback as I can possible. I have the window open, so I think you can hear the motorbike going outside. And I've decided for the end of the semester, there will not be another lesson. It's just as an individual project, it's too much work for you, for one, and for two, for me to evaluate and give good evaluation, helpful evaluation. If I do things quickly and just give you a score, a number, that doesn't help you understand what you did right, what you did wrong, where you can work better, what happened. So I need to write things down and explain things you need to work on more, to pay attention to, and also compliment you on what you did do. And so that takes some time. So for our end of the semester, I'm thinking about trying to keep it nice and easy. The quiz was very easy to grade because it was all multiple choice, or there were correct or incorrect answers. That's it. Nothing else. And that's a lot easier to grade than something like a 3-minute video. So I think for the end of the semester, we'll have something closer to that just to make it less stressful for everyone involved. With that, let's dig in, shall we? We have 2 sounds today, just ch and j. Ch and j. Ch, 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 j, ch, j. We can see in these diagrams, we see the teeth, we see the alveolar ridge, we see the tongue, the throat, all of these fun parts. The vocal cords are down here. We see the mass of the tongue was the ch sound. Our teeth, ch, ch, ch. They come close together, but they're not together. If they came together, it'd be ch, ch, ch. That's a different sound. And our lips, ch, ch, ch. They are apart. Again, if we made that into a stop, it'd be it's that sound. So ch, ch, the tongue comes up towards the front. Again, if we move the tongue to other places, it's a different sound. If I move my tongue to the back, it makes a sound. J, we see here, the places of articulation are all the same. lips open, teeth slightly open, tongue up towards the front, but it's voiced. That's the big difference. It's voiced. So we need to pay attention when we go j, j, j. That's voiced. Everything else is the same except our vocal cords. Ch, ch, ch. That's the difference. We can feel that very easily. So let's take a look at j in a sentence. J. So she likes being on stage. 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 J, j, j. Stage. One more time. She likes being on stage. Stage. Turn to the next page. 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 J, j, j. Turn to the next page. Here we are. Do you like jam? Do you like jam? Do you like jam? J, j, j. Oh, here's a long one. I would like to apologize. I would like to apologize. J, see, jize. Steve can jump very high. Steve can jump very high. Pause. Silly thing. All right. Restart. Stop. It's dangerous. Stop. It's dangerous. Stop. It's dangerous. Here we can, with the exclamation point, you can definitely hear the word stress on stop. It's an important word. It's dangerous. So the stress is on stop. It's a command. It's dangerous. J, j, j. All right, now, here is j in a story. Let's see where we have j. Can I do this? Let's see about that. Now, Richard James was a soldier. He joined the army in March, right after his birthday. Let's change back to this. He liked to make jokes, watch movies, and listen to jazz. His friend Charlie and he spent their days off drinking gin in a local jazz bar. Let's read one more time. Richard James was a soldier. He joined the army in March, right after his birthday. He liked to make jokes, watch movies, and listen to jazz. His friend Charlie and he spent their days off drinking gin in a local jazz bar. All right, so where are the j sounds? Where are the j sounds? So, Richard James. Well, James, j right there, that's one. Now, Richard, that's a ch sound. It's not Richard. Richard was a soldier. Now, soldier has a j sound here. We don't say soldier, we say soldier. So this becomes a j sound. He joined the army in March, right after his birthday. He liked to make, this one's easy, jokes, watch movies, and listen to jazz. Now watch, that's a ch sound, obviously, but jazz, right here, j. His friend Charlie and he spent their days off drinking gin in a local jazz bar. So Charlie is a clearly ch, ch. And jazz, we see the j sound. This word, gin, Gin. Gin is what if you look at it, it should be gin. But I know of no word that is said that way, gin. There's gin, Gin, the alcohol, and that's what they're talking about, the strong alcohol. There's gin as a cotton gin. That's a kind of machine that takes the seeds out of plants so we can use them. So when we harvest cotton, there's lots of little seeds in it. A gin rolls it around and picks out the seeds so we can spin clothing out of it. There's genie, the magical creature from Saudi Arabia who's usually called a jinn. And that's sometimes spelled D-J-I-N-N, but I don't know of any words that we say gin for. Again, of course, but that's with a sound in front. Okay. Good job. Here we are. Here are a few more. So let's read together. They were real gentlemen and always tried to help the elderly, women, and children whenever they had a chance. The two of them also enjoyed teaching Japanese to junior high school children when they were off duty. One more time. They were real gentlemen and always tried to help the elderly, women, and children whenever they had a chance. The two of them also enjoyed teaching Japanese to junior high school children when they were off duty. Okay. So where are the j sounds? J. So they were real gentlemen. J, right there. Gentlemen. And always tried to help the elderly, women, and children. So we have a ch sound up front, but dr here. Children. Drin. Jin. Whenever they had a chance. The two of them also enjoyed, that's easy, teaching Japanese to junior high school children, again, when they were off duty. Here we go. So we're seeing where the j sounds are, where the j sounds. Our next two sounds are sh and je. Sh, je. So we again see these are very close to each other. The only difference is the voicing. But let's take a look at all the different manners of articulation for sh and zh. So lips are open partially, teeth are closed, and tongue is brought up against the alveolar ridge and to the point just behind the teeth. And so sh, if we open our teeth, it doesn't work. And if we move our tongue to the top here, it's just a sound. It doesn't work out at all. So to make the sh sound, the tongue has to be in the correct place. And if we add vocal voicing to it, we move our vocal cords, it becomes zh. This is close to j, but it's zh. So let's take a look at zh here. Click on this. So what is your final decision? Zhin, zhin, zhin. What is your final decision? Zhin, that word, zhin. Notice it's not decision or decision, it's decision, zhin. He bought a luxurious car. Luxurious. Luxurious. He bought a luxurious car. We should avoid confusion. Zhin. So we see a lot S-I-O-N, S-I-O-N, S-I-O-N. When we see this sound, zh, it's almost always a zh sound. I heard an explosion. Explosion. Sometimes people like say explosion or explosion just to put stress on every syllable, but that's unusual. Explosion. Next. Do you watch television? Do you watch television? And here we have, you should dress casually. Casually for the party. You should dress casually for the party. All right. Pause. Restart. So let's take a look at je in a story. Sean is an illusionist and he has shows all around the world. His shows usually shock his audience. His latest one was on a big cruise ship traveling across the ocean. He decided to use this occasion to do his special act. One more time. Sean is an illusionist and he has shows all around the world. His shows usually shock his audience. His latest one was on a big cruise ship traveling across the ocean. He decided to use this occasion to do his special act. So we're looking for je. So Sean, no, that's that fella. Sean is an illusionist, S-I-O-N. That is a je, illusionist, and he has shows all around the world. Shows. His shows usually je. You should be able, if you're having a hard time, remember to, if you want to feel the difference between voiced and unvoiced, put your fingers on your neck, on the middle of your neck, just below your, above your chest, your Adam's apple, and when you feel a vibration, that's voicing. So his shows usually, you can feel it, usually, that's voicing, usually shock his audience. His latest one was on a big cruise ship traveling across the ocean. He decided to use this occasion, there it is again, jeune, to do his special act. Let's read this one all together before we take a look. He asked his audience for some patience while he was casually walking across the stage. Suddenly, the ship rose from the surface of the ocean and was flying in the air. Much to the audience's shock and confusion, they found that their pockets were full of pirate treasure. It was Sean's greatest show of all. One more time. He asked his audience for some patience while he was casually walking across the stage. Suddenly, the ship rose from the surface of the ocean and was flying in the air. Much to the audience's shock and confusion, they found that their pockets were full of pirate treasure. It was Sean's greatest show of all. All right, so let's find the je sound. He asked his audience for some patience. Patience. That's a sh sound there. Patience. While he was casually, so that's a je sound here. Casually walking across the stage. Suddenly, the ship rose from the surface of the ocean, shun, and was flying in the air. Much to the audience's shock and confusion, again, S-I-O-N, jeune, confusion, they found that their pockets were full of pirate treasure, sure. It was Sean's greatest show of all. Okay. So it can sometimes, though, be a little difficult to hear the difference between sh and je. Let's take a look at some minimal pairings. This one's going to be really interesting because these are j and je. These are sounds that Korean native speakers can have a hard time with. Because while the j sound, there's a very close approximate in j's character, the je, we don't have a close one. Not with the same sounds. There's closer approximates. So we have she, and we can try to make this into sha, but it's not. It's closer to this character, sha. All right. So virgin, version, virgin, version, virgin, version, virgin, version. Let's get the laser point. So virgin, version. So you can hear the j, j. Ledger, leisure, ledger, leisure, ledger, leisure, ledger, leisure. You should be able to feel the vibration and the friction of je, je. So ledger, leisure, Pleasure, 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 pleasure. These are very close. That's why we have the name for them, minimal pairs, minimal pairs. These sounds are very, very close to each other. So pleasure and pleasure can sound very similar. This one's fun. Legion, 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 legion. All right. Those are our sounds for the week. Nothing too complicated, but it's good practice. I hope you're practicing at home, wherever you are. Something I'd like to go back over about lesson planning, because this came up while looking at your lesson plans. Objectives. Think about when we write a lesson plan, what in your objective, what is the goal of the class? What do you want the students to know, to be familiar with, to understand at the end of the class? So what do you want to teach them? What do you want them to know? What are they going to learn? So if you're teaching them something, what do you want the students to know, to learn from your lesson? Are they going to understand 100% and memorize it? Most probably not. But you can expect them to learn 50% or a basic idea, and you'll keep coming back to it. And then how can you teach them effectively this objective? If you're teaching a cooking class, for example, what would be better methods of teaching a cooking class versus teaching a basketball class? Because you're going to have to teach students how to play basketball. Well, the PE teachers will. And cooking classes, those are very, they're both physical things, but you're going to do them a bit differently. Can you learn how to drive a car just by reading? Some people can. Some people can learn how to drive a car by just watching other people. But most of us, 99.9% of us, we have to learn by practice. We have to go through those terrifying first steps of learning how to drive. And my wife now, when she was learning how to drive, she watched YouTube videos on how to drive in Korean, how to take the Korean driving test. And she watched those videos. And when we went to take the test, I kept asking, so when did you practice? Well, do you want to practice? And she's like, no, I don't want to practice. No, I watch the videos. I'm very smart. I'm a science teacher. That's what she said. And she failed in about 90 seconds because it's not the same. Now, she wasn't the first to fail, and she didn't fail the fastest. Some people failed in 5 seconds. They forgot to buckle their seatbelts. So she failed in 90 seconds. So really, it was a better failure than other people, but she still failed. So when you're teaching students, what will be most effective for your time, for their time, and for the material, and for their learning styles? So one objective we could think of, students will be able to tell you about the weather. How and using what words? Tell you about the weather in 3 words. It is sunny. It is hot. It is cold. Will they be able to tell you about temperature and basic weather of rainy, sunny, snowy, windy? Or will they go into more detail as we get older? Will they be able to describe different kinds of rain, of showers, sun showers, torrential, drizzle, mist? There's different kinds of rain depending on the situation. But most of us don't learn it, to be fair. So when you think of objectives for students, we need to make them realistic for what we want them to be able to do. All right. That brings us to the end. It's a light week. You've been very busy, so I'm going to keep it light as well. We'll stay in contact about the video lessons. So as I work my way through, I'll be giving you a bit a bit of detailed evaluation, nothing too detailed, but I'll try as much as I can, but it will take time. Your quiz scores should be viewable. If they're not, please contact me and I'll see if I can press a button and get to work. Otherwise, I hope we have a good week and we'll come back next time. Thank you. Goodbye.